All right, Long Road. Let's talk about September and close out August. So we're going to finish this with our committed club drawing along with our social media challenge winner. And I'm going to start it off with some announcements. I know I owe you an interview with the amazing athlete of the month from last month, Nolan. But today is her birthday and we didn't quite have anything scheduled, so I wanted to make sure I get some announcements out before then. So at the very least, wish her a happy birthday today. And then maybe you can ask her some interview questions because I think she might be a little camera shy. So here's what we've got going on. Just first, a couple of announcements. So kids session, this is always a tough session because there's a lot of fall sports, back to school season. So it's not sold out. There are spots in both age groups, 5 to 8 and 9 to 12. So what we did that we've never done before is open it up basically to single class drop-ins. Those can be purchased through the kiosk over in the retail area. Coaches can absolutely help walk you through that. Even if you pay cash or Venmo for it, it still needs to go through the kiosk, just so we know how many of those we did at the end of the session. We can keep all of that in one place. No need to give a heads up, but come a little bit early so you can take care of all of that and the kid can still get into class on time. That's mostly for our kids who have taken kids class before, for them to drop in for a session because they didn't have practice that night or whatever. Not a big deal. So that's kids drop-ins. On the note of kids and being back to school, we had a couple cases of some hand, foot, and mouth already this year, and it's just a good time to remind folks that, like, if your kids are sick, this is not the place for them. We've all watched them do disturbing things on the gymnastics mat, boogers, drool, things like that, and we just want to make sure that everyone stays as healthy as possible. So any runny noses, anything like that, keep their butts at home, because we don't want to go spreading that around and it will spread like wildfire. Beverages. So beverages and any of our retail stuff over there, traditionally we've done it's been pretty laissez-faire. If you must know, we've never kept an inventory before. We did a deep dive into our retail over the last 3 months, and that's proving to not be best practice. So what we want to do moving forward is, again, just like with the kids class, I said put everything into the kiosk. Even if you pay Venmo, even if you pay cash, you have to go to the kiosk, you have to check yourself out, and you're gonna mark cash because we're keeping an inventory. And if this inventory does not start lining up, then that's not something we're gonna do anymore as far as keeping drinks and supplements and meat sticks, all of that stuff. Because if we're losing money on it, it's definitely not worth it. So if you need any help with the kiosk or checking yourself out or making sure that you have a pen or something's up with your push press account, ask a coach. If they can't answer it, email me. I'm happy to answer it. And even if you snag something that day and you're like, I can't charge myself and I already opened it, shoot me a message. I will charge you on the back end and I will make sure to fix whatever it is that kept you from doing it yourself, okay? So that's all of our retail. On that note, if we haven't done a just ingredients order because we have stuff on the shelf, so we didn't do one last month. Moving forward, we're not going to carry anything on the shelf. So if you don't get into a pre-order, you're not getting anything. I'm not stocking extra protein or extra creatine or anything like that. So if that's something that you like to take part in, the next time I put out an order, make sure that you get in on the order or it's not going to be here. Awesome. So that's announcements. Next up, we have calendar items. So this Sunday at 6 p.m. at a park in Bellefontaine. All of the information is on Facebook, but I think it's called Southview Park. But I knew if I said that, I was probably wrong. But I think it's called Southview Park in Bellefontaine. It's kind of a cooperative event with the Bellefontaine Gym to honor Joe Rose. So friends, Steph and Bill, if you know them, Bill was a member here for a little while. They set up a memorial fund. Joe was always known for helping kids pay for sports who couldn't pay for sports. And that's what the memorial fund is continuing. So that event on Sunday night, it's just a workout in the park. Bring a friend. It's air squats, lunges, sit-ups, and some running. It's very doable for everybody, for anybody. Bring a vest if you want to. So for that event, I'm pretty sure they're just taking donations to that organization. So even if you don't go, search up that organization on Facebook. See if you can donate to them. It's all for a good cause. The goal of this event is to complete the workout once so they can submit it to, CrossFit or the other website that does hero workouts, so that they can become a hero workout or like a named workout in Joe's honor. So really cool kind of partnership this weekend if you're able to make it. On September 20th, that is a Saturday. So this is kind of a change from what we've done for Euchre on Friday nights because of football. On September 20th, still starting to play cards at 6 p.m., which means like people start rolling in at 5:30 to like make plates, especially if they plan on doing the potluck, is Euchre. This has been super fun. This is gonna mark our third one. They're starting to sell out faster and faster. So if you want in on it, your exclusivity ended today. So get in on it, get a seat. Once you've done it before, or if you're a member of Long Road, then you get first dibs at the next Euchre tournament. So, which should be in November. We're trying to do them bi-monthly, but a ton of fun. 24 people Saturday night. It's bring your own drinks. We do a potluck style. We do some silly fun little prizes. Really good event, and it's a good fundraiser for the foundation, especially as we go into Thanksgiving and Christmas. Last calendar item on the note of Thanksgiving, mark your calendars, November 15th. It's a Saturday. That is going to be the Thankful Throwdown. We'll probably do it much like we did last year, where it's basically just going to replace Saturday community class. Will become that in-house competition. We try to have everything wrapped up by noon, but it won't be like a 9 to 10 like a regular community class. It'll be an in-house competition. So more details to come, but mark your calendar for that morning. That's how we raise the money to do 20 plus Thanksgiving meals for families at Thanksgiving. All right, that brings us to the good stuff, why you're all here. The challenge winner, social media challenge, and I mean it when I say, if you're not listening to research that's coming out, whether it's the book that I recommended or Jason Khalifa just released a podcast about, it's actually about drinking and how like drinking numbers are down, but they talk a lot about like, is that because people aren't being social because they're glued to screens? It's really interesting kind of dichotomy of the two. But if you're not listening to this research about what screens are doing to young people and then internalizing about what it might be doing to you, like it is a part of health. It is a big part of health right now. It's very serious. So kudos to the people who took the challenge this month, or kudos to those who maybe didn't even take the challenge, but this is just part of your life, that you don't do social media, that you don't really partake, because it's hard, right? It's a really hard thing. They make it addictive. We know that. So those folks who did really well this month, in fourth place, I'm pretty sure she had 25 days logged of being under that mark on social media, is Maddie Lawson. In third place, is Amy Domer. Second place is Bobby McKee. And in first place, logging pretty much every day, we have a tie, Julie and Carrie. So Julie and Carrie, you're getting the prize this month. I'll get something here for you. I sometimes like to wait and see who it is so I can buy you something, special to you. So I'll get Julie and Carrie a prize in here. But good job, Julie and Carrie. Way to take the challenge and, bring that social media number down. And I know in both cases, they were like, this is hard. And it is. Like an hour seems like a lot of time. You're like, oh, I can do that. And then when you start watching that number of how much time you're actually spending, you're like, oh, snapskis. So kudos to them for taking the challenge. Last but not least, we have Committed Club. So a couple notes on this month's Committed Club. First, the sticker. It's your fitness with some tie-dye, neon vibes. That's a really fun one. We started Committed Club in September. September marks the 12-year anniversary of Long Road, so it's very fitting that like September is a very important month at Long Road. So if you've had a cup for 12 months, September marks the new year. So on this list, we have 51 people. First timers include John Kavanaugh and Cora, and then some folks who maybe haven't been on a while, but were on before, but are back on. Liz Baumgartner and Melanie Morton are both on here. It was really cool to see their names on here. So, and sorry if I missed calling out somebody. Oh, Kate Bennett. This might be Kate's first committed club too. I think it might be. Maybe she's made one before, but if so, it's only been one. Yeah, so those are the people who stood out to me. But if I missed calling you out and it's your first time, or your first time in a while, kudos to you. 16 classes doesn't sound like it should be hard, and dang it, some months it is. And when it's fair week and it's the end of summer and it's back to school, sometimes the month sneaks up on you. So shout out to these 51 folks. All right, we're gonna do the spin. That's exactly how it sounds. I just have the sound turned down. Oh, my whole heart. All right, this month's committed club winner is Chris Clark, very committed member. In fact, I'm pretty sure to get the 16, he had to hit some Sundays with me or some Friday nights. He had some weird hours to hit the 16. So he knew that, I think he ended up with 17. 16 of them were classes, and one of them was an open gym, if I remember correctly. So shout out to Chris Clark. That means you get the parking spot. I'll reach out to you about your prize. And stay tuned for a possible interview with Nolan. Have a great month.